Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3, where today, hopefully, we're going to take the fight to these dwarves in a very serious and conclusive way. Obviously, we've remodeled our army to some degree. We are ready to draw some blood. Let's go ahead and prevent these guys from doing whatever it is they think they're doing over here.
Make them fish food!
Just gonna recruit new troops directly in my territory. As you can see here, Aranessa's fun new mount. Just scuttle at these dwarves as hard as we know how. And yeah, big shock, this is a really trivial battle. We do have the war standard of the corpse surgeons, which gives regeneration and melee defense to somebody. You know, honestly, I think I'm gonna put it on Aranessa. And then this thing, which causes spell resistance and magical attacks. I don't know, one of the ogres, I guess. We don't really have a lot of melee attackers in our army. Obviously, we massively outnumber them here. Let's just blow through the easy battle. I find those casualty numbers to be kind of baffling. How on earth would we have taken all that damage? I should have done it manually. Ugh. It's annoying to have to do battles manually all the time when the AI can't be bothered to play your army correctly. Let's go ahead and assimilate the captives here. We're going to just salvage the pieces we need to repair some of that damage. And then, gosh, do we need to fall back? I do want to heal up. Do we have enough movement left to... Yeah, we could go into encampment mode.
Bring them back.
And all of our replenishment rate bonuses will, in fact, get us where we are going, it looks like. Sadly, we did lose our old gunnery white, so we got to train up this new one. And we made a little bit of money in that battle, not as much as I would like. Dwarf armies are often pretty valuable. They have a lot of high value units, but we are still at the very start of the game. Everybody's kind of using their garbage. Whatever, it's fine for now. So what else do we want to do this turn? We are trying to save up for this in 2 turns. It would be nice to have 8,000 gold. And we're on track. Okay, we can almost get a defensive alliance. I would really, really like to make this happen. I don't think I 2,000 gold want to make it happen. And our approval's still going up. We'll give it a look next turn. We'll see about that. But for right now, I don't think I want to spend anything. Oh, right, we have our fleet captain. So we are just trying to sail to a part of the world where there are functional port cities. And then we're going to exploit their economies. We also have Len Amstrel, who probably... Honestly, we're going to end up pretty close on this 8,000 gold. I'm going to not have Len do anything for a couple of turns, because I just don't want to spend the money. And I guess if we're not using him to do hero actions, what we can do is come up here and keep an eye on Karak Izor, and see if they're mustering another army or anything.
Think not.
Belagar Ironhammer might turn around and attack us. I think we'll probably be okay if he does. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I should have gone into march mode and just backed up into our territory to heal instead. I don't know. We have some proper long-range weapons. Ikit is not moving up with us, which is kind of annoying. It is very difficult to get cooperation from enemy or from other players' other players' armies. A valiant defeat, is it? That's pretty disappointing. We could beat a retreat, but I wonder. So, in encampment mode, I don't know, I probably didn't mouse over it long enough for y'all to read it. We do get some defensive bonuses. They only have one siege range unit. You know what? Let's try to fight this. I think there's a chance we can do this just due to our massive range advantage. This army has 3 units of rangers, which are crossbow troops with stealth. They have the stalk ability here, which allows them to be hidden while moving up, even in like an open field. They won't be revealed until they get within a certain distance of us. And then they have 3 more units of just normal crossbow troops. But their actual, so that's a fair amount of range. We have some range to fire back. They have 160 range, we have 145, and our accuracy is going to be worse than theirs is, because that's a thing for zombie pirate gunnery mobs. So I don't love that, but their actual melee core is pretty soft, aside from these couple units up here. These Slayers do a lot of damage, but they have no armor at all. They are suicide troops, essentially. And the Hammerers are they're just very good. They're just all around extremely good units. But I'm wondering if we can, with our cannons, break a lot of their best units before they actually get close to us. I should have scouted the battlefield. We should have maybe taken a look at what the field of battle looks like. Okay, that's oddly shaped. So stuff with this texture is impassable terrain. They've got just like a big rock in the middle of their deployment zone, I guess. I don't know how much that's going to affect us. We also should talk about this. They have 2 units that are ghosts. This particular dwarf faction has a couple of like their clan ancestors as heroes. Oh, this is like a whole situation. Okay, well, we can make them run uphill at us. That's probably good, right? What we can't do is see where they are spawning. Well, I'm going to put my siege units real far back then. We're going to make them run at us as much as possible. So I apologize. Sun on snow. It's going to make it a little hard to see the cones. But we have 2 mortars with a range of 380, and then the Queen Bess with a range of 450. The edge of this cone reaches into their almost into their deployment area already. And then we're just going to deploy the rest of our units kind of around this stuff. We can avoid danger from their siege units by placing our stuff hidden inside trees. Hidden in forest areas. The man-eaters can hang out by the artillery. Here's like a normal person-sized unit. Those are just guys. Here's an ogre. Ogres are very large, very impressive, not always easy to camouflage. But it's fine. What we want is for the enemies to realize that the only way they could possibly win this battle is to move toward the siege weapons. You are going to stand here with your very impressive gun. Yeah, something like that. Close enough that he can buff these units when they become revealed. And let's start it off like that. Also worth noting, we have access to these cannon abilities because we've been upgrading the ship. So we have 2 fires of the ship's Jufbar 42-pound cannons. It's just a little, you know, a little blast of cannon fire. All right, so you can see there the green line on the ground indicating the maximum range of the Queen Bess. They don't have a move here except to charge right at us. So here it comes. We can use these cannons. I'm not sure if how do I want to use these? Oh, that's the sound of the Queen Bess firing. Don't see the projectile. Oh, there it is. Okay, the dwarves managed to dodge it, which is very annoying and probably a little nonsensical. Fire at the ranged units in particular, please. You can see big explosions, leaving a lot of fire behind on the ground. I'm gonna try to hit some of their ranged with this cannon fire. Yeah, they're doing a lot of very skillful dodging of our siege weapons here. The normal mortars are in range now as well. All right, try to focus on the ranged. For units that move as slowly as dwarves do, these things are doing an incredible job of never getting hit by anything. All right, so we're getting into rifle range, which means it's probably time to reveal the rifle troops. I didn't want them to like stand back and pick at our rifle troops with their bolt throwers or anything, but now that we're here, let's advance to the front of the forest at least. We don't want to be firing through trees, but we still want to get the benefit of the trees blocking their crossbow bolts as much as possible. Get y'all out to the side here. So we have these units of deck droppers, these bats carrying guys with swords and pistols. I want to pick away at the units, their non-flying or their non-ranged units as best we can here. But deck droppers are very poorly armored and they're pretty large targets due to the giant bats. So they get mulched by ranged units really quickly. So you have to be like pretty careful about how we use them. And we are intentionally going to wait on the approach for the ogres to move up. And I guess you can just start shooting at Belagar. Ugh, Belagar has so much armor. Holy hell. Look at his stats. What an extremely fair unit. I guess wait a little while longer before you do anything. Okay, here we have the units of rangers revealing themselves. The good news is rangers are very lightly armored, so the pistol fire should do a lot of very strong work against them. Let's try to cut down those units of slayers as quickly as we can. Actually, everybody shoot the slayers. I do not want the slayers getting in the ranged. The group of ogres that's on this side should run up as well, I think. You know what? Let's get these ogres running up too. Yeah, that unit of slayers is like... That's something I'm a little concerned about. A grenade might do some good against them. But you got to get real close to them for that, huh? Okay. Move up, I guess. We got to prepare for it. There we go. That's what I want to see. My artillery units are doing an incredible job of firing only where the enemies aren't. This kind of accuracy, you very rarely get to see that in the wild. All right, y'all. That was some fine work. Now shoot at a different thing. Okay, so they're gonna rush us with their ghost dwarves. That's actually a little bit of a problem for me. We don't fight ghosts particularly well, and I definitely don't want Aranessa to get into direct conflict with Belagar. Belagar is a much more dangerous unit in one-on-one combat. It does look to me like we can probably... Well, I was going to say we can probably approach with the deck gunners, but I guess they still have their quarrelers way back here. not in good positions if they want to affect the battlefield. Yeah. All right, you focus there. Y'all focus here, I guess. The Rangers have gone back into stealth mode and cannot be fired upon for the moment. We do not know where they are, where they went. Now, the Queen Bess should focus on troops that are sort of like more in the area of the enemies as well, because the Queen Bess's explosion is very, very large. I'm gonna let these ogres just kind of like shoot into the approaching dwarves for the moment.
The tempest comes!
Boy, a decent shot from the Queen Bess would be really cool. Okay, that one actually did damage. And we've got our Zhufbar 42 pounders available again. So the question is, who's getting cannoned? And it's got to be these Rangers, right? Both for disruption reasons and because they are a relatively lightly armored, high-value target. Unfortunately for us, most dwarves are capable of just, like, eating a cannon barrage and continuing on their merry way. I think we probably want to have these ogres move up and start... Where'd those hammerers go? Where are the best dwarf units? I actually don't see the hammerers. But those things are definitely the highest priority to kill. Here they are. I want both of my units of ogres firing ogre guns at those fuckers. That's a good use of their time. And grenades, you know, someone. Shoot somebody with grenades. You. That guy. Belagar Ironhammer is exposing himself to gunfire, and I think we should just try to cut him down if we can. Stop moving. Is he really just taking no damage at all? Holy hell. Y'all. Alright. New plan. Alright, melee mode. Keep those warriors from doing what it is they are intent on doing. And there's going to be some retreating going on this side. Yeah, he is taking that gunfire like a champ. I'm a little concerned. Alright, the mortars seem to be finally doing some pretty okay work over here. Our Sartosan militia are having a little bit of trouble. So these ogres are tying up those units. These ogres are killing... Okay. Once we have this unit of miners broken, you're going to help with that. I want to run these ogres over into melee with those troops. I'm going to put them into melee mode. I'm going to try to run around. Please do not engage in melee with Belagar Ironhammer. Oh my god, there's so much. How do they still have so much ranged left? I'm going to retarget this mortar so that it's not firing directly into my own troops. And you guys, like, I guess go pick on the... It is wild just how much ranged garbage we're having to deal with here. It is so hard to kill them. Okay, see, this is bad. Belagar getting into melee with people is bad news. It seems like the gunnery white's going to get away, but mostly what I'm worried about is that he's going to embed himself in this unit of Sartosans, and it's going to make them unable to hit. It's going to make the rifles unable to hit him. And if we can break him, it actually is going to have a huge effect on the battle.
Follow the Morse code.
Alright, I'm going to try to withdraw this unit of ogres.
Off we go.
Melee mode.
Crush 'em.
Actually,
Thunder in four.
let's see if we can get them around here.
Let's go, boys. Drive needs it.
There we go. This is what we need. Yeah. Like that. That's what that's supposed to look like. That's what you want. Okay. Can you run back toward friendly territory? The Queen Bess is just about out of powder, and that is a problem that I would like to fix. They are hunting my gunnery white. Just quickly get more ammunition to Queen Bess as quickly as possible. We can remain more or less invulnerable with our lord here. Now that the ranged are distracted, I'm going to turn the deck gunners, or the deck droppers, on them. This ghost is going to have a fun old time just murdering my my riflemen, and I'm not even going to really do anything about it, I don't think. The ones who can stay focused must stay focused. Belagar Ironhammer must die. I cannot believe the amount of gunfire he has survived.
Now, Urge, feel our rock. Many a pistol. Find them, Neil.
Ogres, run!
This way.
Run away from melee units. Do not engage with their actual melee.
Here we go.
Refuse to fight units that can fight. Only fight ranged. Okay. Did you do your thing? Yes. They have abandoned. So this symbol means that the crew is no longer on the weapon. Fucking get back on the weapon. They do that automatically when it runs out of ammo, so that you can like use the crew as a last-ditch melee unit if you are in a situation that is so fucking dire that you might do a thing like that. My advice would be don't bother. That's not going to work. If you're a dwarf, it might work. Dwarves have units that are like sort of capable of that kind of combat. Actually, shoot into the backside of these miners, would you? And you can probably just throw a grenade directly at our lord. That'll probably work out fine. All right, so these ogres might be able to execute a charge in there. The thing is, I'm kind of considering maybe we just want to have them run off the battlefield. They've got the attention of the hammerers. Some Sartosan militia back here, just kind of people who ran away from the battle, I guess, and have regained their nerve a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to have these ogres just try to leave. If you can get them toward the edge of the map, you can withdraw them. All right, kill until we see a permanent withdrawal marker. And then we want to turn around and get on these bolt throwers, probably. Alright, mostly what I am trying to do is buy range and time for the guns to keep doing their work. There's still some... Oh yeah, the hammerers, right. Queen Bess needs to be working those hammerers. Alright, these things... That's annoying. Alright, Put you into withdraw mode. You should just run for the... I believe they will just run for the nearest map edge. But I wanted to get them well clear of all of the enemies first. Yeah, there are still just enough dwarves with ranged weapons to make using these deck droppers really awkward. Change your targets to the slightly more numerous enemy. All right. Belagar's finally down. Gunnery White, chop those dudes. So the loss of their lord is going to create a pretty serious negative morale effect on them. We might see some units giving up and breaking here, although we're not seeing enough of it for my taste. Is your net available? Yeah. Alright, try to slow down the rate at which enemies are getting into my fucking guns. Alright, this guy is not a great melee fighter, but all we need him to do is just like hold enemies in place while the rifles do their grim work. And then also to stay kind of back here so that when the cooldown on more powder is available, we can reload the Queen Bess again. Where are my deck droppers? This enemy ranged unit is thinking about rejoining the battle. Convince them. Just gotta get the enemies to leave. Alright, we got a lot of Sartosan military units over here who are not doing valuable things. Are you guys failing? Are you guys fucking this up? Need just like a little focus, you know? Just a little bit would be so good for us. All right, I think we're gonna redirect the Queen Bess to right here. I know I have troops directly in this area, but like, is what it is, y'all. Somebody's got to kill these enemies. Apparently, I need mortar help. The deck droppers are like fully not getting the job done. A lot of their troops are in the permanent fleeing state. They are losing stuff more rapidly than we are losing stuff, and we still have Aranessa with this much health. Okay, that's a break and run. Great. Queen Bess's projectile hit a tree there, which is very disappointing. Quickly. Okay, he managed to wiggle himself free of the enemies. He's actually doing it. All right, keep shooting those ranged units. As soon as these guys go into permanent give up, well, we got to stay on both the units of Quarrelers, sadly. Here, split up. Oh. There's fucking enemies in my mortar crew. Get over there and do something about it. Okay, that's one permanent breakage. Get back on the gun. Y'all get so discouraged so quickly. Okay, who is still active? Who still needs to get cannoned? The ghosts are still a problem, and we're probably not going to be able to do very much about... I'm very worried about that. The way we need to defeat these ghosts is like a morale victory. We need them to realize that they are fucked and go home. And it's not happening so far. All right, that's a permanent retreat. We definitely got to stay focused here. And the Queen Bess is ready to drop projectiles. Just stay focused on the hammerers, I guess. Oh. those enemies are finally permanently broken. Let's try to get these ogres back on the battlefield, because this unit still has, although it has very low health, it still has 11 bodies left, which is almost all of them. Now notice, the fact that they're ghosts does not mean that they're invulnerable. They have an effect here. Let's grab one. They have an effect on them that gives them a huge amount of physical resistance, but they actually still do take damage. And they don't have a ton of HP. So we can kill them. Aranessa has been holding down 3 units of melee by herself this entire fucking time. And she's doing incredible work. She's one of the greatest heroes of all time. Alright. We're going to turn the remaining gunnery mobs on this thing. You're going to run this way, because I think that's the unit that he's chasing. The net did land. Yeah, you can see the damage is happening. Alright, disengage. You're actually losing that fight to that ghost really badly. Throw another dose of powder on this thing as you're leaving. Okay. And you stop engaging with that ghost, just back up. The ogres are gonna be over here in a minute. They're gonna make things so much better. Okay, Aranessa has defeated all of the enemies she was fighting. So she's gonna go ghost hunting. You guys are gonna go chew up that dude. The other ghost should be dead to gunfire any second now. Good, good, good. Okay, and this is perfect, because now what we can do is back the rifles up a little bit so that we have a decent firing squad, and Aranessa can get hold of this thing and just keep it from wandering all over the place. Siege crew's gonna have a tough time fighting ogres. You are gonna get out of melee mode. You've done some fine work. Get back over here and use your gun again. Actually, can I throw a quick grenade at these? These things are real close. Let's just dump a grenade on them, if for no other reason than to slow them down as they move. Yeah, Queen Bess is not hitting the most accurate shots ever.
That'll do. Consider it done.
Alright, we'll take our ogres out of melee mode. How is there an enemy unit? These guys are just like standing around and not contributing. Okay, for some reason, there are dwarves harassing the crew of the Queen Bess, and that's just the thing that's being allowed to happen. You idiots, get out of the way. Here, just like run over here so that I can shoot these fucking dwarves in the back of the... So many of my units are just, they're not playing along. It feels like these gunners are not going to shoot at the enemies that we have left. Get your damage resistance up. We are kind of losing to this, Aranessa is kind of losing to this single ghost. Alright, could you guys...
Joey John!
There we go. Get that last charge of powder into the Queen Bess here. Managed to set up a firing line with the units that we have left.
Rampage this way! Split 'em!
Okay. Those dwarves are permanently broken now. So y'all report to this area. Can you please shoot this nerd while she fights him? Is that going to work? Are you going to be able to do that? Kind of looks like a no, honestly. All right, Ernessa, disengage. Let's see about giving him more of an open shot. Nope, the thing just charges him. Yeah, this one is just like unkillable.
Watch me see, father.
The good news is it's slow. It's a slow-moving ghost. Oh, the Queen Bess actually landed a shot directly on a thing for once.
Come on.
Well, y'all, I do believe
Left ship.
that we are going to be the victors in this battle. But I ask you, at what cost? Alright, everything has surrendered except for the ghosts. I don't know, man. Just put, yeah, pour lead into it until it does not exist anymore. Throw a grenade? I didn't do anything. Alright. Get hoofing. Yeah, he only has 32 speed. My unit is tired as hell, but under normal conditions is still able to outrun this thing. That said, I guess we're not under normal conditions here, because this it's catching me. Just keep running. Don't stop running. Don't let him bully you. Don't let him tell you when you can move. I don't need you to rally. I need you to... Okay. You actually got killed. I mean, it's horribly embarrassing.
Find me plunder.
Yeah, the bats are out of ammo. Like... The ogres are about to be out of ammo. Everybody's fucking out of ammunition.
Mendoza's finest.
Man-eaters!
Get out of the way. Let Aranessa charge. Alright, and as soon as Aranessa's charge has landed, the ogre's charge. There we go. We're hacking at him. We're bullying him now. A single tiny dwarven ghost. Y'all, this is so humiliating. Please just finish the job.
Sword fight.
May as well keep hitting her damage reduction cooldown. Let's pull the ogres out so that we can recharge him. Hey, we did it! Ugh. Yeah, I feel like that is more of a loss than a victory. We did technically win, and you know what? The siege weapons made it through just fine. We accumulated a bunch of experience. And we didn't actually lose that many units. Our gunnery wight did die. We're gonna have to hire a new gunnery wight again. And it looks like we lost a unit of gunners. But overall, there's a lot of good combat experience, lots of kills on our various units here. And I believe that was their entire military, right? So, like, we're in bad shape, but they are shattered. And this is the moment where we must press. We must do damage to their settlements. I know it doesn't look like we're going to be able to, but remember, we pursued all of those crazy casualty replenishment bonuses. This kind of stuff is exactly why. Does that mean that I expected to have a bunch of battles go terribly on me because I'm not a very good tactical commander? You know, I'm not saying that, but if you wanted to say that, I would not tell you that you were wrong. By the way, this is how much health Aranessa emerged from the battle with while having regeneration. She took a lot of damage over the course of that. There is a cap to how much your units will heal. Oh, the dead rise again. Rad. That means some of your units that some of your undead units that would have died don't, I think. It looks like, I don't know. So we could take 9 points of army replenishment. Oh yeah, look at that. The handgunner unit is actually alive if we replenish. Or we could loot 1,200 more gold. I mean, we took almost 2,000 off of them. I'm gonna take the replenishment. I think we need it.
Listen here, lover, and listen.
And another thing that's like very critically important to remember is that we broke down their most powerful military units there. Belagar Ironhammer will not die because he's a legendary lord, but he'll be off the map for a few turns. Those ghosts are dealt with for a while. This is an opportunity. We can do some real good work here. So we know that Karak Bufdar has a couple of recruitment structures in it. We need to figure out exactly where their army rebuilding structures are and break those down as much as possible. Also, we're in a replenishment granting stance. Player armies get their replenishment at the beginning of the player turn, so we're going to get a pulse of healing in a second, and probably quite a lot of healing, because we didn't run. The followers of Nagash have done... Oh, sandstorms in their territory. Cool. We got ourselves a banner of eternal flame. That'll make one of our units do a little bit of bonus flame damage. Every legendary lord in the game gives you a particular trait when you defeat them. Belagar Ironhammers sucks terribly. If you manage to intercept somebody trying to do an underground move on you, you have some bonus stats during the battle. It's just complete garbage. We also got lots of other traits for being, personally involved in combat, which she certainly was. Yeah, look at how much healing that was. Hell yeah, our army's in great shape, actually. Also, we got multiple skill points off of that, because that was a fucked up battle. We're definitely taking Gifted Sailor. Additional uses for the 42 pounder, bonus ammunition for Queen Bess. Yo, absolutely. Sounds great. We managed to keep Charlie because the dead rise again. That's just a thing that can happen at the end of battle with undead armies. It rules. Undead armies are great. Yeah, we're going to get the enchanted ballistics buff. And pressure. Pressure.
We're shipshape.
So, Karak Bufdar has basic mustering hall. Karak Izor has the siege recruitment building, and that's it. Oh, okay. So we gotta hit Bufdar now. Here's this weird little army just kind of hanging out outside the walls of the settlement. Run them off.
This is working out. Station.
Yeah, if we knock this down now, which we can take a clean auto resolve on.
Salt and blood. We fight.
Now they don't have any recruitment structures left. When they try to rebuild that army in a turn or two, they're simply not going to be able to. I should probably have equipped the Banner of Eternal Flame on somebody, probably the healthy ogre unit. And we're burning it to the ground.
Burn it.
All right. For raising settlements, we are becoming known as a butcher. We found a berserker sword in the wreckage. That's fine. We found a cook. Even more casualty replenishment rate. Great news. And
bring them
back into encampment mode. Interesting. For most armies, for most factions, going into encampment mode requires that you have a very significant percentage of your movement left. For a lot of them, it's like 50% of your total move. For the Ghost Pirates, it appears to be a thing you can always do every turn, which I guess is supposed to reflect the, you know, the marauding lifestyle, etc. So that's cool. That's cool that we can just keep pushing forever. More uses, lower cooldown for Powder Keg. I'm definitely thinking we might want to do that. We're not going to run into many enemies that will have the sticking power of Belagar's dwarven army. Even other dwarf armies shouldn't stick around that strongly. So I'm going to go for Deadeye's first. Just get the passive damage increase. But Powder Keg is for sure next. All right, so we are replenishing quickly. Out of curiosity, what's in the raised Deadpool right now? Nothing particularly hot. It's a lot of stuff, but it's normal stuff. Can we stop the replenishment of this army? Okay. Cause fear when fighting dwarves. It worked. Cool. So.
Not likely.
And his units are suffering tons of vampire attrition. You can tell by the way the ground here has sort of turned gray and spooky that our corruption is spreading rapidly through the land. And is vampire corruption that influences the chance for the dead to rise again, how much attrition non-vampire armies are taking, etc. I think us winning that battle has killed this faction. Hey, Ikit, we're solving all your problems for you.
Make this quick, fast,
All right, how much would it cost? Fine, we've earned a lot of money. So what's going on here is that while we are doing things that Ikit likes, he is less afraid now. He saw himself as being in a weaker position when the dwarves were strong. Now he thinks less and less that he needs an ally. But I really, really, really want to have an alliance running. So first of all, that's going to put us at 53 points of approval from treaties with Clan Scryer. It gives us a nice high approval resting point. And secondly, it gives us access to a number of benefits like this. We have a passive income now of 2 points of allegiance. We can spend allegiance once we banked some to give his armies orders. We also will be able to build an outpost in one of his cities and use his army recruitment buildings from that city. So we can get Skaven units if we decide that we want Skaven units. And next turn, when we get access to the Dead Pirates Lair, we will in fact have the money to build it, even with that big payout. All right, things are going splendidly. Probably don't want to spend any more money this turn, though.
Fleet captain,
Wendy should continue sailing.
sail away.
So Morgur, the Shadow Gave here, is a powerful beast man. That's why all of these cities are all destroyed and desecrated and whatnot. He has apparently had his way with this portion of the world. It's fine. There are functional ports up north. We'll just plug our pirate nonsense into those. And for the moment, things are looking pretty calm down here. So we gotta get rid of Karak Izor. Then they have no the dwarves have no settlements anymore, and all of their armies will starve to death. And that means we have no major threats on this continent. We can kind of like turn our attention fully to the south and west. What's going on? Oh, you got in a war with a Bretonnian faction and you'd like me to join in. I don't want to. No, thank you. I mean, We probably could declare war on them. Probably doesn't actually cost us anything in the long run. I mean, they're not going to be able to get armies over here anyway. And then we'll be building up approval for being at war with... but we won't actually be carrying out military actions against them. I'm going to say no. I'm not interested in joining your war. We already have a mutual war to work on. And something tells me that we're not going to see a lot of Skaven troops up here, unfortunately. Seems to be quite focused on this stuff. Well, I mean, good for them. If they want to, take all of this and make it friendly to us, I'm okay with that. Apparently, rather than using the Skaven's ability to traverse the underway, he's planning on just driving around the mountains? I don't know if that's the way I would approach this. Also, I meant to do this, and I totally forgot. Let's turn up the animation speed on everybody who isn't us, just so that we don't have to. There we go. That's a little better, right? All right, so their little ghost agents are going to run around and cause trouble. They get 4 ghosts. We killed 2 in that battle, and I assume that they're legendary and as such will respawn. But we have a couple of turns before that happens. And then the other 2 are just going to, apparently, hang out and give us hell.
Rises like the tide.
The border princes would like to declare war on me. I will call my allies to battle. I think Clan Scryer will follow us into battle here. And another mutual enemy, doesn't necessarily hurt. I can't imagine why he would do that. The ogres seem to be a much more pressing concern. Alright, Clan Scryer is building an outpost in Sartosa. They want the same deal. If we raid Alhake in the next 6 turns, we'll get some treasure and some infamy. That feels probably unreasonable. I think we're quite busy, actually. Actually, is it as critical to upgrade Maragliano now? Maybe I'd be better off doing it here. Yeah. Because the reason I was pushing so hard to upgrade Maragliano was so that we could build walls around it. But we've kind of eliminated the reason we needed to do that. So I guess do it here instead. We'll unlock 2 more building slots. And over here, Aranessa's basically back at full. Hey look, wood elves.
I never linger.
Alright. You can see they've changed up their buildings a little bit. They demolished the siege building and have built a gunner building instead. Let's see if we can break that. Alright, excellent work. Len he's really starting to figure this shit out. So, unfortunately, upgrading the damage building action just makes the building more damaged. It doesn't increase your chance of success, but it's still good. Actually, you know what? Let's upgrade the rate at which he spreads corruption instead. He's been doing good work so far. Like, him leading the army is the reason that this place got corrupted so fast. As you might imagine, this guy has a little bit of an effect on the local wildlife and whatnot. And buffing that up might be the wisest thing. And Wendy, you are so close to an actual functional port. We're almost there. Okay. And we have been accumulating infamy. We're actually doing all right now. The other 3 Vampire Count player factions are Luther Harkon, Silostra Diffan, and Count Noctilus. So we've surpassed 2 of them already, and we're well on our way toward being the pirate who is in control of a faction who is most infamous, which is, I guess, a little bit of a mouthful. Now, as soon as we have the money, I think we should go build an outpost in our allies' capital so that we can take advantage of his recruitment buildings. My guess is the gold from the raising that we're about to do is what's going to finance that. Yeah, he actually is going to drive all the way around the mountain range. What a bizarre way to approach that. Oh, you can see Throny Ulfrowner has used the underway to flee from our army, leaving Karakizor basically undefended. I'm not sure why he thinks this is a good strategy, because when we burn that city down, his army is going to be in an awful lot of trouble. I think staying inside the walls and attempting to repel us is probably the only hope that he had. It wasn't going to work, to be clear, but it was the closest thing he had to a hope. Man. Okay, more dwarves. Yeah, we are at minus 575 and trending downward. Alright, more dwarves want to do battle with us. That's a little annoying. Hopefully we can finish our business here and then just retreat to the south before they can catch us. Do they have... They have like one army that's kind of in the area?
Now we're talking. You might be right.
We're pretty close to this big battle point here. What's in the raised dead pool in this area? Oh, apparently we can hire ogre mercenaries out here. I guess we're pretty close to, yeah, we are within the circle range of an ogre camp. What's in the raised dead pool? Ooh, sirens. These are like ghost units. They have the same kind of like I'm not actually immune to physical damage thing as the dwarf ghosts. Not quite as effective at it. Anything else fun? A couple different kinds of deck droppers. Ones with bombs. Ones with full rifles instead of pistols. Some siege weapons that I don't think we need. Do I want to grab the sirens? You can see 23 melee attack, 32 melee defense. They're not actually very good fighters, but when they run up on enemies, they do like they mess with their stats. They do mostly armor-piercing damage. They cause both fear and terror, which is tricky for some kinds of armies to deal with. I think I'd prefer to stick with this this army where everybody has a gun, though. Seems to be working for us so far. Let's burn down a dwarf hold. All right. It says close victory, but it's gonna... We can mouse over this and see none of our units are turning red. Nobody's gonna die. I'll take that. I'm okay with that. That doesn't seem that close, honestly. All right, so 437 gold in loot, and then also 3,000 more for burning the place to the ground. Got ourselves a Sword of Anti-Heroes. For 40 of every 90 seconds, you get a massive damage buff. That seems okay.
The Queen of Tides.
We can swap that onto Aranessa for a moment. It's, you know, we're going to replace it with her legendary weapon, obviously, eventually. But we can't do it just yet. And we got a level up. Hell yeah, your worst nightmare. Bonus ward save, bonus melee attack. Her melee stats are getting, like, very decent. Also, we should note, on the back of the crab, she actually has a meaningful charge bonus, so we can use her as sort of shock cavalry as well. Alright. Back into replenishment mode. Get that powder keg. And yeah, we're just going to bail the hell out of here as fast as possible.
There'll be double rations on the ship this night.
Okay, yep, and they are out of settlements. So I guess we'll see what'll happen with old Throny Ulfrowner here. Seems like it's probably not going to be great for them. Okay,
Salt water.
that's right, we can upgrade her building. So it's like, where do we have upgrades available? But yeah. Even more vampire corruption in her local province. Shh. How much does it cost to establish the outpost? Where is my friend here? Outpost available. Here we go. Okay, we can put an outpost up in Skaven Blight for 2,000 gold, and it'll give us access to the recruitment for all of these units. Their catapults, their flamethrower units, their heavy infantry, which is the thing that we do not get access to until very late in our tech tree. Their massive mad scientist gun teams. Yeah, the Rattling gun is a crew operated machine gun. It's a very fun. Yeah, absolutely. Build an outpost there. And then I guess with the rest of the money we can just keep upgrading Aranessa's shipbuildings.
We return to Sardossa as legends.
So this is giving us crew growth and experience gain. This is giving us a better class of cannons and more cannon abilities in battle. That's certainly meaningful. Let's take the upkeep reduction. Try to get our economy flowing a little bit better. I would really like to be able to run a second army. All right, Len, you're just getting out of here mostly, I think. Yeah, you're not going to be able to kill that guy.
At once, Admiral.
Okay. What does it cost? Oh, establishing a pirate cove is actually, like, really expensive. I guess just continue sailing north then?
Voyaging.
I think we want to establish it in a place that has a really solid economy if we can. And I know that there's a port a little bit further north
Course plotted.
that should be a little bit more suited to this task. And 1,100 gold remains, not enough to really do anything with. This Border Princes player that declared war on us, he only has one settlement left. This is his entire empire right here. Just this little peninsula. Feels to me like he has enough problems. Why would he declare war on me? You know how AI, sometimes they just get ornery. Let's see what our enemies make of their position. Now my hope is that the Skaven will come and take over Karak Izor. It is possible that this other dwarf faction that's at war with us will do it instead, which would be pretty annoying. But we burned it down once, we can just do it a second time. There are a lot of players, generally to our north, who really don't like us and have vastly superior positions. So I really want to head south again as quickly as possible to just avoid any chance of pissing any of them off. Okay, Morgurs running around killing Bretonnian knights left and right. These poor Skaven armies, the auto-resolver really does not give them a fair shake. Alright, so I think I saw, Throny has come back.
Pirate's life.
He realizes that in order to survive, he's going to have a settlement.
True.
But unfortunately,
The sea father calls. His daughter answers.
I'm surprised they still had that much money on them. Yeah, we'll ransom the captives. I'm feeling like we're already in pretty good shape
I
here.
have had my fill of captives.
We gained a ship's necromancer. Useful. Research rate up. And Clan Angrund is properly removed from the game. Now,
Straggling.
let's get the hell out of here
Get
before
moving.
every nation in the north turns on us. I don't know what you're doing. I guess we can have you come through here and just harass the Bretonnians on behalf of our Skaven friends. Now, you know, we probably have to deal with the other Bretonnians, the ones to our south, so maybe better to focus on that. Alright, Sartosa's upgrading. We do want to get proper defenses in place. At max level, we get only 1 unit of mortars still. Really. Bummer. Well, Worth pursuing, I think. And yeah, let's try to find that good port. The mythical good port. Bordello, here we go. This is what I was talking about. Look at that. They got trade goods and yeah. Let's see about installing a pirate cove in Bordello next turn. We should have enough gold. Well, actually, no, if it's 2,900 again, we'll be a little short. We may have to sit on our income for a couple of turns. Take it. There's all these open settlements. Just grab stuff, man. No interest. Ooh, hello. Oh, look at that. The Pools of Despair fell as well. So one of the Khemri players has come in and displaced a faction that was predisposed to hate us. Looks like this Khemri player doesn't care for me much either. The Wood Elves turned on the Beastmen and killed them. That's not a big surprise. Wood Elves and Beastmen do not get along. Yeah, the plains north of the mountain range is just kind of a free-for-all orgy of violence at all times. I think we may want to stay away. As the great vortex vacillates on its axis, the winds of magic fluctuate distressingly, eliciting wild-eyed portents of doom from hedge wizards throughout your empire. The troops are cowed by these omens. Leadership, bad. Okay, for 3 turns, all of our troops are kind of cowardly. We'll be fine.
Swashbuckler.
Okay, 2,500.
We'll send a message. My
Pirate
skills
Cove,
increase.
quietly established. What is this, 15? Ah, 15 turns until you can establish your next cove. Yeah,
Hook or sword.
it's a powerful action, so it makes sense. And yeah, you can see cost reduction actually pretty significant here. I think we'll go ahead and take that because that's probably what she's doing for the next little while. So, now that we've established a pirate cove here in Bordello, we can build buildings to gain us infamy. We can begin to corrupt the countryside, generally in preparation for our arrival. Or we can engage in smuggling and basically just steal income from the local region. So we can make a smuggler's cove, generate a flat amount with some other benefits, or Picaroon's hideout where we take money directly from them. And honestly, they don't have their place as developed as I might like. They have 400 income coming out of this. And then they have the base 80 income here. Wow, yeah, that's it's really not that upgraded. I think we would want to go for the Picaroon's hideout. Because over time, the Bordello docks will upgrade further and they will be worth more. It's the same infamy gain. This gives you a little bit of research rate. Yeah, we'll go for the Picaroon's hideout.
Sardosa's most infamous.
And part of our economic strategy is just get a lot of those things established in a lot of places.
I share the forest's thoughts.
Are you at war with? You are at war with Ikit. Okay, so he is running from wood elves mostly is what he's doing. That's why he's not taking the time to inhabit anything. How did you get yourself into? Interesting. He would really like a military alliance. He's gotten himself into some serious trouble, and he wants help badly. I mean, I don't think that's a good idea. Military allies can coordinate military efforts, can construct outposts. If the alliance is strong enough, an army can be temporarily requested from the ally. Basically, you can spend allegiance to borrow one of their existing armies for like 10 turns. I don't think there's enough of a benefit to us to moving up to a military alliance. And once you're in a military, so when you're in a defensive alliance with somebody, if an enemy declares war on either of you, you both go to war with that person. When you're in a military alliance, if either of you declares, that other thing is still true, but also if either of you declares war on anybody, it is expected that the other one follows suit. So I'm always a little leery of going into military alliances with the AI because they will sometimes use the fact that you are strong to try to bully other players in ways that really, really don't work. Just basically end up putting you at war with a lot of people. So we're going to just I'll leave him to his own devices here. Gosh, it is really expensive to set up a pirate cove. 2,500 for seed plus another like 5,000. And the thing is, initially, it's not even really going to be providing us that much income. Well, the good news is, the good news about this Khemri situation is that the Grand Theogenist was somewhat predisposed to be friendly to Bretonnians. The Empire and Bretonnia, they can get along. They don't always, but they can. I think the Khemri are a lot less likely to join forces with the Bretonnians, so we probably don't have to worry about a power block forming down there. They may still hate us, but they will hate us individually. Alright, the Broken Axe were doing a thing. We don't care about that. That's orc stuff. Whew. Alright. Well, we've managed to dramatically improve the situation to the north. Probably, provided that, you know, we don't let these get colonized by the wrong people. And I think it is finally time to turn our attention back to this nonsense. Next time, of course. What I mean is next time. Because we are very much out of time for today. That's going to be it for us for the moment. Thank you all so much for watching. When you return, can you burn down a desert? We're going to be doing our level best to burn down a desert. Does sound a little, it sounds a little doomed to failure already. It's fine. We're going to figure it out. We figured out how to live after death. This should be easy. In comparison, no problem. And we'll see you then.